When I first started in TV news, I felt like I had no business being there. I was young, I didn't understand the principles around color, clothing, and makeup, and I certainly was not a good interviewer. In fact, I would say the focus early in my career was mostly on writing and on-camera delivery. But getting great interviews is something that is often overlooked. If you focus on it, though, it makes your job so much easier. And over the years, I got much better at it. Now, people tell me they really enjoy the experience when I interview them, whether it's for a TV segment or a podcast interview, or even a conversation on Zoom. And I wanted to share with you some of the things I do that may help you as you start to incorporate interviews into your content plan. Maybe you're a marketing team and you're thinking about starting an interview-based podcast, or you're an organization really working to get your leaders in the spotlight more. And you know the easiest way to do that is to interview them. Or maybe you're just wanting to get better at both being an interviewer and an interviewee, because you never know when this skill will come in handy. If you've seen my other videos, you probably know I like to take you step by step through my process, and this video will be no different. But it would help me out if you let me know how this content resonates with you. Is it helpful? And can you see how you can get the results you want in your social media or marketing department? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have other ideas for videos you would like to see, let me know that as well. I've interviewed thousands of people. Some of them were willing, some were not. For this video, I wanted to share how I approach interviews where everybody wants to be there and you simply want to produce a great show. So there is a focus on education and entertainment in the final product. First thing, be curious. This tip is something you really can't manufacture. Be genuinely interested in the topic you're talking about and it'll show. Be curious about the interview you're about to conduct and it will show. This natural curiosity will help you ask better questions. You'll have a better time, and so will your interviewee. If you aren't curious or even interested in the topic you're interviewing about, then it will probably show. Better yet, find something else that you're interested in, and it will pay off in the final product because you'll enjoy yourself more and you'll probably learn something new. When I interview people, I tell them that the interview is just a conversation. It's a recorded conversation. And if you, as the interviewer, look at it like that, then you'll see you're just trying to get to know somebody new. And it helps if you're curious about how this person got where they are today. In all this, you should remember you're conducting an interview for an audience. Maybe it's for your podcast or YouTube show. Maybe you're interviewing this person so your fellow employees can learn something. Always remember your audience and what they will get out of this experience. Before you get ready to sit down and ask questions, do some homework on your guest. One of the worst things you can do is show up unprepared. All it takes is a simple Google search. Look at posts written about your interviewee. You can look at posts written by that person. Find the person's website. Specifically, check out the About section. Are there connections you can make between that person and your audience or yourself? Check out social media profiles on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. What does this person talk about the most publicly? Is this person an author? Should you take some time to read the book? Is there a YouTube channel? Can you watch videos? All of these are ideas you can use for the conversation you will be having. Get a clear understanding of what this person may offer your audience. Will your audience learn something new? Will they be inspired? Will they be motivated to take some sort of action? And this will help guide your next step, which is to prepare interview questions. Some people feel that preparing questions ahead of time will ruin the interview, as if they restrict the conversation. I don't feel that way because pulling together questions is, for me, the homework, the prep work I'm doing on my guest. Each interview is different, and what you want to get out of each one is different as well. But assuming you are trying to teach your audience something new with the help of your guest, here are a few sample questions you can ask. What problem do you solve? How did you get to this point? How did you learn what you learned? Or how did you get the expertise you have right now? What got you interested in this particular subject? What lessons did you learn along the way? What has surprised you about the journey? What is your core teaching, your solution? What is it like for people who learn the skill you're teaching? What is the transformation for them? What takeaways do you want to leave with the audience? Anything else you'd like to add? Once I put together a list of questions, I feel so much better. I get this question all the time. Should I share the questions with the interviewee? If the goal is for the finished product to be helpful, then I say yes. Give your interviewee the chance to come up with relevant stories that will benefit your audience. In keeping with that, prepare the guests as much as possible. This will help them feel more comfortable during the interview. Give them a rundown on when the interview is taking place, where it will happen, in person or online, how long the interview will last. This is the perfect time to give them the questions in advance and let them do some preparations on their own. Ultimately, you are in charge of this interview. That being said, be willing to scrap the questions you created so you can ask new ones. If your interviewee shares a great story that gives you ideas for another line of questions, ask them. The questions you prepared beforehand are just guidelines. You can certainly veer off track and ask questions that you come up with just through natural conversation. And if there's an opportunity for you to go back to your prepared questions, great. You can do that or not. One of the biggest mistakes I used to make when interviewing people is I used to ask the questions and then I didn't listen for the answers. I spent so much time coming up with the perfectly worded question, I forgot the most important part of this exchange. It's to listen carefully. I see new interviewers make this mistake as well. They're so nervous, so wanting to get all of their questions in, they forget to be a part of the conversation. And you can avoid this by making an effort to be a part of it. There you have it. Be curious. Remember the audience. Do your homework. Prepare interview questions. Be willing to scrap those questions and listen carefully. If you have an interview coming up, congratulations. I love doing them, and I hope this video helped you prepare and enjoy yourself in the process. If this was helpful, please let me know which tip helped you out the most and share this video with a friend or colleague who needs to see it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.